Greetings and good day, YouTube. How are you doing today? I myself am pretty excited to continue where we last left off in 7 Days to Die, which I did a little bit off stream, like earlier before stream started. I was checking out some mods that I added. I'm making sure that my audio is good right now because I muted myself a little bit ago when I had a bit of a coughing spiel. So, like I said, when I added the mods, there's one that added the fish thing, like a fish farming thing. I'm pretty sure all these weapons are relatively the same, like there's no additional things here. When we start scrolling down, though... Wait, where is it? No, not here. Hold up. I'm pretty sure that's all base game shit. Where is it? Oh, a lot farther down than I anticipated. Hold up. Here we go. Bunch of different ammo types, right? Because of all the additional weapons that have been added into this game. Right? Mosin Nagant. Dual-wield AF 2011s, right? Just a bunch of random ass shit, right? There's a bunch of cosmetics too, hilariously enough, that I'll be going through at some point. Pipes and whatnot, generator banks. So that's what I'm doing right now. I'm entering, there we go. So, I'm going to continue building this. I'm going to put down a lot of cosmetic stuff, too. Just, like, it literally might be cosmetic stuff that I will take apart, right? But, I'm going to have it regardless, just because of the fact that I like the idea of that. I like the idea of... Like, the story I have in mind for this little playthrough thing that I'm doing, this pre-build, whatever you want to call it, is basically this idea of, like, we like, this is the cabin. This is where our character has lived for X amount of time, right? And it would be a couple days since the start of this apocalyptic event, right? That's why I kind of like the idea of being a little... I should have reduced the experience from the start to 25%. But it is what it is, whatever. I'm like coming up with a story as we build this. Could be escaping the city and came across like this compound that was abandoned or something like that. Something like that could be pretty fun. I will say, I'm gonna try and figure out how to, like, I want to put down the solar generator. Excuse me. I put down like solar generation at a couple of different areas. I'm thinking that I'm going to have, like, a partial roof that will have, like, a patio of some descript, right? Where you can, like, walk out on, right? For the garage, mind you, and for the house. I'm going to have separate power systems for each building. And we'll go from there. Right?
5 minutes ago, Kyle decided to drive home.
So,
A minute ago, a law enforcement officer pulled up behind Kyle.
what else do we have?
A chain of events that began 2 hours ago is about
Outside of the concrete platform, because I've decided that, yeah, I'm gonna build the wall and stuff out of concrete.
Top universities. The University of Florida is on a mission.
How far down does this go? Hold up.
UF continues to help grow the economy through research research breakthroughs and leadership in AI. And with its nationally recognized career services,
8.
UF students and graduates have never been better prepared to make a difference in the world.
So we need to go up one more then.
University of Florida fuels bold ideas that make an impact around the globe. Visit fromflorida.ufl.edu.
Some people just know they can save hundreds on car insurance by checking Allstate first at 888-ALLSTATE or allstate.com. Like, you know,
So,
you have gas first before
my plan,
the desert.
Empty? Seriously?
I
Maybe could
think
walk.
that's about as high as we'll go, and then we'll have the roof. We might have a...
Money. Check Allstate first at 888
I don't know if we'll have 2 floors or if it'll be like one large floor.
You're in good hands with
I'm trying to think if we're going to have a basement or not, in all honesty.
Insurance company and affiliates, Northbrook, Illinois.
The basement we can kind of do at our leisure if we want. I'll plant grass and stuff. Actually, I'll probably plant a... Hopefully I don't have to put down a layer of dirt, but if I do, I will. I do like the idea of having like a pond of some descript over here in this little area. I'm kind of going around like trying to mentally plan out what I'm going to be doing for building. Now, mind you, because of how the build limit works in this game, I'm not sure if I need to put down like pillars or anything like that. If I do, it'll become part of the design of the house. I do want to kind of have a little bit of rounding for the house. Maybe I'll make a silo or something. Maybe like a little barn. I don't know. Mind you, I'm treating this as like a cap, if you will. And I might build around it. Like I might just have this be a general skeleton, right? A concrete skeleton. And then use platforms or plates. I almost mixed platforms and plates together to get like with an extra A. Platforms. Dumb. Anyway. I am using it basically as a case, and then I'm gonna put a cap around it, I think. It seems weird, but it makes sense for what I'm doing here. I do not know how many days it's gonna take. If I press escape with debug, could I fucking... There's a way to get rid of experience, isn't there? I'll look it up and figure it out, because given the fact that we can turn back the days, I might actually be able to have a survival game in this pre-build, right? Like the amount of health points that this is gonna have. Mind you, I technically don't really have to have it actually be made out of something sturdy, because it's gonna be the house, right? This is not where it's gonna get hit a couple of times here and there, of course. I'll think about it. I'll probably end up making the cap out of metal or whatever, regardless. That's how I am. But I'm not opposed to using wood. But yeah, it is kind of funny how much quicker you seem to go through resources in a game like this than you realize. Brings me memories back to playing fucking Minecraft. Not in creative mode, by the way. I will never do that type of a build again. Not in creative mode. Because it was so, like... things started to get more shaped. Oh, that's weird. It technically should be day 2 right now. But it's not, because I went to day 1. Okay, that's funny. I didn't realize that I should have. But I didn't realize it was going to do that. But perfect example, I've gone through 3 stacks of concrete blocks. Not to mention how much metal I've gone through. Which, I'll be honest, this might have been a little bit of a mistake. I'm okay with it. Don't get me wrong, I'm more than okay with utilizing this the way that it is. I'm gonna have to put something down here, be it dirt or what have you. Maybe asphalt? Actually, I have an idea of what to put down here. It's not gonna be concrete. It's going to be like a walkway with a bit of garden plant type thing and maybe some water. I don't know if it'll look how I want it to in my head, but if it doesn't, we can make adjustments as needed. I think it's just wide enough to do exactly what I would need, because I would need... Yeah, it is. I would need the entirety of that space, though. And I'm not sure if I can actually use that. I'll make do. We do any mistakes, we're literally going to leave them there until, like, we're ready to make progress in the build outside of whatever the mistake was, because of how long it takes to get rid of. That is the one downside. When I should have increased block damage. I could still do that, but I'm going to be lazy right now. Because I don't want to have to reload, like unload, reload. That's like time consuming in my mind. One of the reasons why I waited to start this part for YouTube was because of the loading time, which it wasn't that long. But I'd rather have as much going on as possible while I BS. Mind you, I didn't expect to play this again. I was playing XCOM Enemy Within. Put about 3.5 plus, give or take 15 minutes or so for XCOM Enemy Within, and then I was like, man, I could part it out and continue to play that, or I could just do a couple of hours of this while BSing and mentally planning out more of what I want to do with this build. Mind you, that's technically not a fuck up, I think, for what I want to do, but I might have to break that down later. Basically, what this is going to be, I don't know how far I need to go for it, but I think this is going to be to where the basement goes. And the basement's not going to be nearly as big as this is. At least I don't think so. But I do kind of want there to be a basement. If for nothing else, then to have like a potential underground tunnel system for escape routes, if need be. You never know. Always have escape routes.
Nationally recognized career services. UF students and graduates have never been better prepared to make a difference in the world. To learn more about how the University of Florida fuels bold ideas that make an impact.
What's really funny is I think when it gets to like noon, I'm gonna see if I can stop time progression. Gonna have to get more concrete. Damn.
Your kid can shop independently while you keep an eye on their spending. So you can go from
Well, the base is almost established.
Thanks, Mom. Freedom for kids, control for parents.
Uh.
Account subject to approval. Chase mobile app is available for select mobile devices. Message in the area can
Some people just know they can save hundreds.
I don't know if I need that much, but might as well, because I'm going to be using a lot of concrete blocks here.
Empty? Seriously? Maybe I can walk.
Yeah, checking versus smart. So if you want to save money, check Allstate first.
I'm also going to use that little measuring tool
Maybe I can.
to figure out if I want to do a little bit of a porch. Right? Because if we look at it like this, we probably want to have a doorway from here across. Actually, what we could do is we could have like a bridge up top and try and have it like centralized, like maybe over here, and the bridge will go across. I kind of like that idea. The way that this is going to look is we're going to have, this is going to be a little bit of a raised roof, right? So it can allow for that to open and close. And it'll be like roofed off all the way up to this location here at the very least. And this might either be open roofed or it might be completely covered up. So if you look up, it would be just floor above you, or roof floor, or whatever you want to call it. And over here, it would have like a, this is the work area, we'd have like stairs that either go up and over, or stairs that go over across. And it would be, this would be half roofed, like it would only be roofed up to here, and this would be open up in this area, right? I'm also realizing that this didn't get built the way that I wanted it to get built, so yeah, I'll deal with that later. 15,000. It's not, it wouldn't take like, it wouldn't take that long, but it takes too long for me right now for what I want to do, because I don't want to be using the auger. I want to be fucking this up. Alright. I love how I just said I don't want to be using the auger. So the stairs that go down would be over here. It's 3? Yeah, it's 3. I have no idea if this is... Alright. So, we might have to go down a little bit more. Because... we have to account for jump height. We have to account for cap height, right? Because I don't want this to... or we could just say screw it and let it be concrete. But we would have to cap this off a little bit, I think. Maybe. I'll think about it. But that's marked off for later. Now, see, I gotta be careful with this because regardless of what I do, I am gonna have to increase the block damage now that I think about it, if I'm being honest, because I'm basically gonna make the skeleton and then I have to make doorways, windows, all that. And it's better for me to have things completely blocked off and then slowly dig them out after I build everything that I want, right? Like, I have a general idea in my head of what I want when it comes to the design for the house and the garage and whatever else, but it's better for me to figure out step 2 when I have step 1 done. I will say I am gonna possibly have to make a little bit of a hallway for wiring. One of the mods that I didn't get was the mod that makes wires invisible. I did not get that one. But if I do this the right way, I could pretty much have an out of sight, out of mind setup, right? Take advantage of the size of what I'm building, and any wiring and stuff that I have will probably be focused over on this corner of the build. Because what I can do, or what I plan to do if I need to, is basically take, like... and I could figure out a way to do it without making it look obvious. But I could take an area that's like a gap, basically, where my crosshair's at, going like so. Hold on, Z. Let me show you, like this, right? And then up. Right? Then up like that. I could make like a hollow like that if need be. But it won't go down that far. It would go like over to here. and over like that. And that would be like wiring and power little outlets and stuff like that if need be. And then that would go through, like it would go up, and there would be a floor, like an actual floor that I would make that would also have the wiring there if need be. Because this is like, it'll be like ground level will be like this, so the roof would be one lower, possibly. I might go two higher. Now that I'm thinking about it, I might go two higher. Mind you, yeah, I'm not doing a wall. There's a part of me that's like, you should do a wall. There's another part of me that's like, nope. Alright, I have to step away for a few moments. When I return, we'll continue placing down the concrete. Basically, I'm going to be placing down the wall. And I'm going to figure out as I'm doing that whether or not we're going to go up a little bit more. Be back momentarily.
Your next holiday just got bigger and better with Aer Lingus flights from Cleveland. Fly non-stop from Cleveland to Dublin with fantastic fares available now. And since Dublin is our European hub, you can explore connections to over 25 cities across Europe, including London, Paris and Rome. Have it all, from beaches to big cities. Visit airlingus.com to book your flights today.
Ranked one of the nation's top universities, the University of Florida is on a mission to transform education. UF continues to help grow the economy through research breakthroughs and leadership in AI. And with its nationally recognized career services, UF students and graduates have never been better prepared to make a difference in the world. To learn more about how the University of Florida fuels fuels bold ideas that make an impact around the globe. Visit fromflorida.ufl.edu.
Get in the St. Patrick's Day spirit with the ultimate party playlist, packed with festive hits and feel-good anthems. Listen now on Spotify.
When their silence is loud and the demons are ground, will you drown it out, or will you hear your voice against the silent night? What's it take to feel alive? We won't bend, we won't break. We're sick of death and being betrayed. One world that you made. See it all, we're not afraid.
All right. So, it would have to be, yeah, the porch would be more centered because it would feel weird to have an entrance lead to a, like, it feels weird to me at least to have an entrance lead directly to a basement. I pressed B or V or whatever. I need to press Z. So 36. Is that dead center? What's half of 36? 18? Yeah. Oh, you press X and it rotates that. Cool. That's center. Okay. Maybe a little bit larger, like one more layer larger to have like whatever is around the porch. I'll keep this like this for now, though, because it's a good outline for the center of where I'm going to be building. I kind of need to figure out. No, I mean, could have a stairway going up as well. Like this one goes down, then this one will go up, and that will lead to. It would have to go on this side though, because it would. Then again, that wouldn't be that weird. Because we would have the porch direct center, right? The entrance is right here. So you walk through. And then if you go to the right, you're going up. If you go to the left, you're going to possibly like kitchen area. Right? Then up would lead to over here. And it would be able to like lead over to here. There'll be an archway. This would be roofed on this area, and there'll be an archway like over to here, which will lead. Do we want to have it like that or like that? It can't be over there. It'd have to be past door, I think, for the garage to open and all that. We want that to be roofed up there at least.
Once you discover the Mazda CX-50,
Mazda.
it doesn't take long to get it. With an available turbo engine and off-road drive mode, it's a crossover SUV.
Bear's thinking about just a little bit.
Expectations. It will have you say,
Mazda.
the Mazda CX-50. It's made to move you.
Every Mazda SUV offers you an elevated driving experience and refined performance. Discover at Mazda of Bedford.
Ranked one of the nation's top universities, the University of Florida is on a mission to transform education. UF continues to help grow the economy through research breakthroughs and leadership in AI. And with its nationally recognized
Leave that like that, just so I can see.
UF students and graduates have never been better prepared to make a difference in the world. To learn more about how the University of Florida fuels bold ideas that make an impact around the globe, visit fromflorida.ufl.edu.
What's that sound?
I wonder why it's going back and forth between red and green.
Freshness that lasts all day long. There it is again. It's like music to your ears, or it's more like music to your nose. That freshness is irresistible. Let's get a Downy Unstoppables bottle shake. And now a sniff solo. Nice. With Downy Unstoppables, you just toss, wash, wow, for all-day freshness.
It would be a complete pain in the ass to build something like this without the ability to fly. We'd have to get ladders, scaffolding, something. That's annoying. Whatever, not a big deal. Because that's the thing. We do have to have a second floor in some way, shape, or form. Right? I think we'll be able to get away with the roof being a bit higher. It is hilarious to me that I'm using concrete as the base. Because the cap that I use will have a higher rated defense. Motherfucker. So, like, what I'm talking about is if I use metal as the cap, this area is at risk a little bit, like over here. But I don't think this will take damage. That, and I could place down a little cornerstone, basically, is what I'm thinking. And that cornerstone will be part of the design of the building, as well as the defense. At least that's what I'm thinking. Question. No. Shit. Not that big of a deal, because it technically needs to be this way anyway. Oh, that's gonna be... Yeah, I'm definitely gonna have a lot of concrete to rip up. Alright, so... Is that the height? No. Maybe 2 more? How high is that? 1, 2, 3. So that would be perfect right there. Right? A 4 height. The question is, do we want a 4 height? Because it will go 1, 2, 3, 4, and then it would be over here, right? That would be the... It needs to be 1 higher than that at least because of the caps for the roof and the wall and stuff like that, right? So it would have to be 1 higher. Just to, I mean, it's. Hopefully this will work how I want it to. If not, the caps will be a bit annoying, right? Let me just check something really quickly. No new clothing or armor that I'm noticing. I don't think we need 50 wiring tools. I wonder if like the piping and stuff work like that, lighting. Here, we can test it like this. Give me... Alright. Alright. Damn it. The fuck is the point even then? That's fucking disappointing as fuck. Because, like, even to play something down, it wouldn't do it. Motherfucker. That's aggravating. Good to know, though. It changes my internal cosmetic designs by a lot. That is so aggravating. Like I said, so that it still changes it because now I need to do 1, 2, 3, 4, and then
Gain in-demand skills and increase your career options. With a
do we
degree
want to
in
do? No, we would do.
Choose from online programs in business, technology, health.
Since this is the cap, it would be out of wood or something else.
Accredited and student focused, Franklin provides the support.
Could do concrete.
And a tuition guarantee that keeps the cost of your degree within reach. Apply today at franklin.edu.
Have you heard? Dollar Bank's new smart savings account offers annual percentage yields as high as
I don't know.
4.25%, which is
That is very aggravating that that doesn't build flush to the
and with no monthly service fees.
internal look of the thing.
It's truly an account for everyone. And Smart Savings provides the benefit of a great Dollar Bank checking account with access to 55,000 free ATMs.
Especially considering the way that it acts as a,
You can open an account at Dollar
like,
Bank
it doesn't have the hitbox,
to find out more.
but it has the same build box. Whoops.
Ranked one of the nation's top
Like, I can go over here and stand on this perfectly, but I can't place anything but probably something like
And with its nationally recognized career services, UF students and graduates have never been better prepared
Like
to make a difference
a
in
gun
the
safe.
world.
Can we place a
To
gun
learn
safe
more
there?
about how the University of Florida fuels bold ideas that make an impact around
Fuck.
the globe, visit fromflorida.ufl.edu.
That's fucking. That's disappointing. I can't say anything more than that's just disappointing. So the question now for me becomes whether or not I want to have the wire in the way that I said. I mean, I can, but it would require me to build a specific way. Yeah, okay. The more I think about it, the more I can work with this. It just sucks. I'm definitely going to have to increase block damage by quite a bit. Just so... Because I know I'm probably going to end up doing a lot of tear down as well. Very disappointed though. So the plan, right? If I can work this the way that I want, we might have like a little opening over here. Maybe the basement will have, it's like this will be an area for banking the power, and then wires will come up from there to the solar generator, right? Which could be over here, could be over here, don't know. I know I'll have to get rid of these damn trees. And then we'll have, like... I'll have to do all the wiring first, but we'll basically have a gap in the floor to allow for wiring. If I want to, I could have it be like a 2-gap, so I could walk around and do more wiring if need be. I'm trying to think about... Because I'm placing down another block for the thing, right? So... 1, 2, 3, 4. Not here. This area. Right? So here's the thought process, right? H. The thought process is that this would be the internal area. Since we're doing 1, 2, 3, 4, this will be metal blocks. So we could paint them or whatever. Steel. Cobblestone or variable shape? What? Yeah, whatever. Could make it out of cloth. 5 hit points. I'd rather make it out of steel with 10,000. Or I'm thinking, like, I'm quiet. I'm thinking right now because if we do the wood like that, we might have to have a gap. That wouldn't work. I don't think a gap here. I might be able to make something like that work. I need to dig this out a little bit, I think, then if I do it that way. Because if I want to do wood for looks, the wood would be placed here, right? Like so. I could do that for the lighting and the electrical stuff and stuff like that. Unless I would want to do 2 gap. If I do that, I could put a wood floor down on top of this. So the wood would go like here. I'll do whatever I need to for this. Replace it with wood or what have you. Do I want to do that way? Or do we want to make it out of like... what would the point be of doing an internal thing out of steel when it's not going to be the Horde base, right? The Horde bunker. That's going to be made out of steel because it's going to like receive damage. It's also going to be a bit farther than this, right? I think I'll have it be like more over here. Like this will be where the bunker's at, right? So, having this be made, excuse me, having this be made out of concrete makes sense to me, right? It's just a layer of protection. And then have the actual house itself sit within the box of protection. And then have it be made out of wood or that other building material. Let's see, we got wood here, and we have whatever that is, right? Oh, it's just that. Okay. So that would be wood. And we could change the material. That's what I forgot to do. And we could make it look any way we want to make it look. But now the question becomes whether or not we want to do it out of concrete, but change the look of it. I could probably make the paint to change this instead of doing a cap if I don't need to. That changes things, right? That gives us a lot more room to work with. So instead of having to do some weird, like, double layered shit, I could still have the 2 gap that I want to have. Right? Because if we go to the concrete, hold on.
Breakthroughs and leadership in AI, and with its national nationally recognized career services, UF students and graduates have never
Go
been
here.
better prepared
We
to
do
make a
this.
difference in the world.
We do
To
the
learn more about
materials.
how the University of Florida fuels bold ideas that make an impact around the globe,
We
visit
can change it.
florida.ufl.edu.
We can change like the walls and stuff like that.
Shopping with your parents can be embarrassing.
Why would they
Well, we can change the walls. Can't we change the walls with the paintbrush? Hold up. Experimentation time.
Thanks to the Chase mobile app, your kid can shop independently while you keep an eye on their spending. So you can go from
We can be twinsies.
to
How was shopping? Saw you stayed on budget.
Thanks, Mom.
freedom for kids. Control
I don't know.
for kids.
Well, obviously it doesn't
From Chase.
really matter there, but so if we do this, press R, materials,
Some people just know
and
they
then
can
we
save hundreds
do.
on
Let's
car
just
insurance
say,
by checking Allstate first at 888 Allstate or Allstate.com. Like
what's a
check
good
Allstate
external
first
look?
before road tripping through the desert.
Empty? Seriously? Maybe I can walk.
Yeah, checking first is smart. So if you want to save money, check Allstate first at 888 Allstate or Allstate.com.
Maybe I can't.
You're in good hands with Allstate.
Savings vary. Terms apply. Allstate Fire and Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates, Northbrook, Illinois.
So I'm thinking, obviously we won't keep this, but that does give me a lot of information to work with, right? So given that we don't actually have to have, hold up. So given that we do not have to have it made out of different stuff, we could have the roof be the same. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, okay. And it will be made out of concrete. We'll just paint it. The question does become whether or not we want to do a hollow area on the inside, and I think I do. As weird as that seems and sounds, we should be able to make do with the power the way that I'm thinking, right? Again, mind you, this is a little bit weird because we would have this. It'll be like this more so than anything else, right? And that would have a wall that would go like that. Right? Yeah, I'm liking this. I'm liking how this is coming together. The thing is, we wouldn't have, I don't think, that floor. I'm not sure if we would have this floor here or not. I might have to replace this with something different. in order to, like bars or something like that. But it would go like that, and then this is a 3. Do I want it to be a 3 or a 2? If we did that, and we had we'd have to take this out and have the stairs go up like that in order for it not to look bad. Because if we do that, we'll have a gap there. I mean, it's not too bad to have, like, just a spot that goes in nowhere, right? We can make it look okay. Then again, this will be pulled back more than it is right now, right? So it'll probably be a little bit of a larger gap than 2, because we don't need stairs that go up like that. It would be more along the lines of, like, something like this at the very least. Because it would be like stair, 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 stair. It has to go up one more. And then that would be something like this. I don't know if that'll go up by 2, 3, probably 3. And it'll definitely go over here like this. Yeah. Then again, it has to go 2 more up above that, actually. Because that gives us access to the hollow area. Right? So it has to go a little bit higher up than that. My bad. Shit. Are we fucking serious? Are we fucking serious? Unbelievable. Unbelievable. a fucking micropixel. Had to shoot with a shotgun in order to fix it. Alright, so let's try that again, this time without fucking up. So 1, 2, 3, 4. It needs to be... This needs to be the second floor. If we're having a second floor, it could be more of an attic than anything else, and it's probably going to have to be more of an attic. Alright, so... It needs to go like this. And that right here is the floor. Alright. It's a little bit to work with, but we won't have to do that with the basement. We can make a little tunnel so we could have like something like this happen. Something like that. That doesn't necessarily mean that that's what we're going to be doing. Because we need to have something like that, and then it will open up. Right? Yeah. That's a little bit farther than I needed it to be. Wait, it's 3 by 3? What? Okay, I guess we're doing 3 by 3. Don't like that. I'm gonna have to reduce that back over to here. Yeah. 3 by 3 is too much.
Came to play. At Patron, we craft our tequila using high-quality natural ingredients without additives. No sweeteners, no extracts, no secrets. In fact, Patron's secret ingredient is that we have no secret ingredients.
All right.
Just 100% additive-free tequila made with 100% Weber Blue Agave, water, and thyme. Patron, 100% additive-free tequila. Visit patrontequila.com to learn more. Perfect way to enjoy Patron is responsibly. Copyright 2025, imported by Patron Spirits Company, Coral Gables, Florida. Tequila 40% ABV.
When something happens to your kitchen, you might say,
This is ludicrous.
Okay, I think this is actually very workable.
Don't panic. Don't be alarmed. You need to file a claim.
We'll have the railing.
Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
That's right. You can file a claim on the app.
Yeah.
Call us.
We'll have a railing over here. This will be a little bit farther back over here. This will be cut off right about here at that point then, right? So that'll give us this whole area to work with instead of this little walkway. I'm a lot more at ease now that I have a means to change the cosmetics of the concrete block. I will also need possibly a route with which to be able to work with the wiring on this, right? Like a ladder or something like that. It is kind of funny that I have this thought process for how to get the wiring to look good. Because if I'm not mistaken, there's certain things you can do to make it to where it'll work past a block, right? Like if we place something like some sort of a pylon thing or whatever the hell it's called, it'll power through one block. I'm not 100% sure though. I could be completely wrong. We'll have to find out. More of a patio than a porch. Maybe a little bit of a deck. Getting rid of the... What? What? Okay. Weird. 1, 2, 3. Do I want a 3 that then goes into a 4? Or do I want it to be a... No, it has to be a 3. This can be... Wait, no, what? 1, 2, 3, 4. No, I'm just being dumb. I need to get rid of this because... I get rid of that. That'll be there. Yeah, we'll wall it off properly. Does mean it'll kind of be a slight issue when it comes to some of the windows. Unless I basically cut off this area and... A window over here, possibly? Windows over here, possibly, is what I want. That's the question, though. Do we want windows? Like, are we going to be using windows in this build? Or do we have it stay slightly contained and just have lighting? No natural lighting. I mean, this is kind of more of a survival bunker as a base. So no windows. Yeah, this is more of like a survival bunker instead of a house. The garage I need to redo a bit. And then we have... I mean, we could also treat this as the horde base. I'll have to think about it. I don't know if I like having that be at risk. Mind you, it doesn't really matter if it's all made out of steel and I'll have like steel to repair it. Oh, that was me that did that. That's funny. It also is kind of funny how I've messed up on that. Yeah, I did mess up on that. My bad. I knew something was wrong. I have a lot to tear down. Regardless of what I use for the floor or like the walkway, this will work as I need it to for the top layer or the roof at the very least. Because if we leave it as is, right? It will go from here and it will go up a little bit more, and this will be more of a higher open roof, or a higher open ceiling, I should say. That's the word I'm looking for, not a roof, a ceiling. So the ceiling will start small, or start at your average 4, and then go up to like a what? It goes from this to that. Okay, that's actually pretty cool. I kind of like the design that I'm thinking up in my head. It's a time-consuming process. But again, imagine how much it would do to do this without creative mode. I couldn't imagine, in all honesty. So why would we?
If you had live captions on the Copilot Plus PC by HP, you'd know the meeting started.
Ich lass heute die Kamera aus. Ich sehe aus wie der Tod.
And that Klaus's camera is off. Apparently,
We might not need it exactly for this area.
different languages on the new HP AI PC with Intel Core Ultra processors. Tap the banner to learn more.
What I need, you know what I need to do? I need to have a ledge. That's what my problem is. I need to have like a ledge and then an open area so I can get down. Right? Ladders in the corners. That way I could do both builds that I would need to do, right? Because I need to have stuff set up in a way to where I could build on both floors and the walls for like if I need to bring power to a refrigerator over here for whatever reason, right? I would need power to be able to go from...
I will. Hey, make it a large.
I'm probably going to put the power bank or the battery in the attic. I don't know. Normally I would put something like that in the basement for thematics.
Coverage options are selected by the customer. Availability, amount of discounts and savings, and eligibility vary by state.
The thing is, it would... I'll think about how I'm going to do the basement. Regardless, I still need to at least level this up, you know? Mind you, I kind of need to use the electrical shit to experiment and figure out what will work and what won't. But for the time being, I'm gonna just rock with this shit the way that it is. Because I'm gonna try to keep everything on the inside of that wall and power everything without any wiring showing or anything like that. Using more base game mechanics. If I can. If not, it wouldn't take but 2 seconds to get the mod to get rid of the wiring if that's what I really wanted to do. Mind you, I don't really mind. I kind of like the idea of what I got going on here. I want to see if this will work. Alright. Get these all decked out. And then see about making the floor and going from there. Or the ceiling, I should say. I am very excited for getting this more fleshed out, in all honesty. I'm trying to think about what would be better to do. Place down the blocks towards the external wall or the internal wall. We have a lot to fix. My question definitely has to do with whether or not I want to have 3 there. Tell you what, this is a hell of a base. Dual layer concrete, even though the first layer is literally just set up in the way that it is for cosmetic reasoning. It's still 2 layers of concrete that you would have to get through. Regardless if we're going to be putting down 3 or 4, the floor would remain the same. I'm thinking 3 is what we're going to be doing. That is right? Not actually. Because if I were to do this, it'd be right here. It needs to go up 1 more. Whoops. Right? Then again, it technically doesn't matter based off of that. Hold on. Okay, what are we doing? We've got... So, hold up. That's where that would be for the floor. And then it would go... It's got to be 1 more higher. tried my damnedest, but no matter what, it's got to be one more higher. We could make a, well, not could, but we're going to have to make a slightly downward bridge, I guess. Maybe? Maybe we'll have this be like the maintenance corridor type of thing. But I don't want to have that bridge only able to get access through the maintenance corridor. We want access to the maintenance corridor through that bridge, I think. What's really funny is I am putting solar things on the roof, or I'm going to be putting solar things on the roof in order to be charged through the battery. So what I might end up having is I might end up having wires that come down
It doesn't take long to get it. With 3 rows,
and like down over here or wherever the area I'm going to put the power cells, the wiring will come down and lead into the bank.
Every Mazda SUV offers
If I do the bank in the basement
experience and refined performance.
and not the attic.
At Mazda of Bedford.
Lexus invites you.
Like I'm trying to, like, again, I'm going with something that makes sense thematically, like the looks of it, and where would you expect to have like a generator or a storage spot for batteries? I wouldn't expect that to be in the attic. It doesn't really matter, but I'm leaning towards a basement that has that, and then from there the wiring will like come back up if need be.
The University of Florida is on a mission to transform education. UF continues to help grow the economy through research breakthroughs and leadership in AI. And with its nationally recognized career services, UF students and graduates have
I might have to do
to make a difference in the world. To
some
learn
pillars.
how the University of Florida fuels bold ideas that make an impact around the globe, visit fromflorida.ufl.edu.
Rooms is basically what I'm thinking about needing. Rooms. That'll give me the ability to put concrete down as a sturdy thing. That... That would be a very tall garage. To basically place all this bullshit down. Yep. And if we do that, it'll be 2. Yep. Hmm. So we would... This would be... We'll have an area over here and over here, so we'll have a cap around that, right? That'll be the bridge section, which will connect to this. It will look as large as it is there. Maybe. Depends, because we really only need... So the roof will be this way, like it'll start to go at an angle this way, right? So it'll go like that. Maybe. Could try and do a flat roof. Don't like flat roofs. Love how I'm using concrete as a fucking means with which to see how I'm building stuff. Alright, how we doing for like a kitchen? We think something like that for a kitchen? This could be some sort of a room. So from the kitchen into like a dining area, a living area, then upstairs would be like bedrooms, maybe a place for guns, a gun safe, something like that. Yeah, okay.
Okay, so when we get on the car lot, don't look anyone in the eye, don't smile, stand right next to me. This is serious business.
But Dad...
I know, it's tough. But in the game of car buying, we gotta play it smart.
Dad, there are no games. CarMax has upfront pricing. The price we saw online is the price we get.
Oh, okay. I guess we can smile.
Shop quality certified cars.
I think I like that more.
CarMax.com.
Patron, we craft our tequila using high-quality natural ingredients, without additives, no sweeteners, no extracts, no secrets. In fact, Patron's secret ingredient is that we have no secret ingredients. Just 100% additive-free tequila, made with 100% Weber Blue Agave, water, and thyme. Patron, 100% additive-free tequila. Visit patrontequila.com to learn more. The perfect way to enjoy Patron is responsibly. Copyright 2025, imported by Patron Spirits Company, Coral Gables, Florida. Tequila 40% ABV.
Jake from State Farm. I just beat my running PR.
We'll do that like that for the doorway.
Banana Bonanza smoothie. Hey, and you can keep celebrating when you create an affordable price just for you by bundling your home and auto with the State Farm personal price plan. Go bananas. I will. Hey, make it a large. Bundling. Just another way to save with the personal price plan. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
Prices are based on rating plans and vary by state. Coverage options are selected by the customer. Availability, amount of discounts and savings, and eligibility vary by state.
All right, so what's really funny is it actually wouldn't make sense to have a window for the kitchen area that we're doing. I mean, yeah, because of that right there. So, yeah, no windows is fine. Annoying. Basically, I'm kind of going to use this room as a means to figure out what I'm going to do for wiring. One of the funny things to keep in mind is whether or not we're going to have the dual layer setup, right? The floor. So it would be like that, and then like that. And the wiring would be set up to go through here if we needed any lighting or anything like that for the kitchen itself. Right? So that's what my general plan was, and that's why I was so quiet, because I was thinking about how to get it to work. And we're gonna have to do a lot of augering, in all honesty, but I kind of figured I would. That I'm gonna probably end up doing off stream. Mind you, we're almost getting close to a wrap-up point for today. Mind you, I probably could go for a bit longer, but I'm at the tail end of this illness, so I'm gonna get as much rest as possible, like I have been for the last couple of days. And by next week, I should be going for like 8 hours. Give or take a little bit here and there. I'm really enjoying this build so far, though. It's a little bit frustrating. It takes me some time to think about certain things, but I have exactly what I want for certain things. And it's a bunker, so might as well. I know for a different build, I'll do stuff differently for a different build, basically. Hell, when I do it, I have like an idea to do a survival game, but that's later. For the time being, I'm just gonna enjoy this. I'm gonna leave that open like it is. Mm. Okay, I kind of like that. Now, mind you, there will be a couple of places that'll have rooms that will have that type of drop ceiling or whatever you're going to call it. It's not really a drop ceiling, but it's an area that maintenance. We're going to call it the maintenance area because it is going to be between the floors. I would need to do something like this. Really? There's some in there? Idiot. All right. Got rid of it. Like little pixel-sized blocks just sitting there because they didn't break. because of the durability of the auger, instead of doing 100 damage, did like 99. And it saved it with 2 HP, which is literally just a speckle at that point. We also want... Nope. Alright, that's better. I might be able to do one more, but I'll wait for later to worry about that. What is falling where and why? Whatever. I'll find it eventually. Jeez. All right. Do we do a whole... We have to do a whole thing there. In order to make this look right, without showing a thing, we have to have this completely walled off, basically.
It's a masclet. So close. That's actually publishing a website with Canva docs. Next caller.
Definitely a mouse click.
Nice try. It was sorting 100 sticky notes with a Canva whiteboard. We also would have accepted resizing a Canva video into 10 different sizes.
All right, so
Yes way. One click can go a long way. Love your work at Canva.com.
Coming up next on Mitchell's Nada Yada Island podcast.
damn it.
Come here to make friends. I came for a good deal, and I got one. At Metro, I kept
So we have the stairs that will go up.
for just $25 a month.
Amazing deal
Right.
on the nation's largest
I can make those out of concrete.
wireless without the gotcha. Only at Metro.
Without a pay first month is
The
$30
floor right here,
offer not available if with T-Mobile or with Metro in the past 100.
which hilariously enough, has to go like this. To hide from the roof, or not the roof, but the maintenance hatch, maintenance area, if need be. Now, tap. Yeah, okay, I like it. Alright, so we have that set up. Might as well do the rest of the basic ceiling. Or the second floor, I guess I should call it. Because this is technically the maintenance ceiling and the second floor at the same time, while the other part could technically be the first floor ceiling and the maintenance floor. Might as well do the entirety of the second floor and maintenance ceiling, if nothing else. It's funny how they'll build off of each other and, like, give each other strength. Right? You can't really have too much of an open roof or collapse. But if you have just enough support, you're good. Keep that. And then boom. I'll have a couple of gaps in this area just in case. Alright. Like making a little bit of a grid. Alright, so we go up like that. We have the grid there. The biggest thing truly is getting the rest of the second floor done and figuring out what I'm going to be doing for the solar powered stuff, right? So I basically need to do the roof itself at this point, right? Because the solar powered stuff that looks like this, right? So my plan is to have this be at a similar angle that, like, the roof tiles would be, right? Or we could have a bit of a weird patio type thing, right? So, like, we could have the stairs come up here. We could have, like, a partial roof. So, this area... Hold on, let me make a little thing. So, something like that. Like, the roof would only cover that area, and the rest would just be open space, basically. But I'm not sure about that. Either that, or the roof has to... basically what I would have is I would have that go up about 4, and then I would have the roof there, and the rest would be like a second floor deck. Or we could have it be like a walk around, and there's like spots for. Obviously, this wouldn't be the horde base or the horde bunker, but you could still have a setup to where you could shoot off of it. I kind of like that the more I think about it. I'll figure out what I do later. So like using like the wedge. Air ducts, security gates. I-beams. Air ducts. So we could make our own duct work. I don't think I would do a lot of this decorative stuff out of... not sure. Like using these slopes and plates and whatnot in order to make the roof match what I want it to match. The roof's gonna be a bit of a pain in the ass, in all honesty. I kind of like that the more that I think about it. I'd have to have like a 4 gap or something like that. I'll figure it out. But we'll finish up the roof or the second floor. And then that will lead into figuring out what like the little walk path is going to be, as well as the size of the size of the second floor. Given that, though, it will make sense to have... Maybe we'll have the electrical... whatchamacallit? The, solar panels. We'll have those, like, up on the roof. Up here, maybe? And then the wires could come down... The wires could come down from here into this room here above the kitchen. Or we have this be like a little kitchen over here and a battery bank over here. Like that room will be for power generation or storage. And then we would have wiring that would be able to pass through a lot of area, actually. I need to take out this completely and replace it with either concrete or iron or steel or whatever. Probably concrete at the end of the day. I'm probably going to do most of this out of concrete and paint that concrete. Because concrete's not the worst. Like, it's good for living. And then... then some distance away we'll have our survival bunker, which are probably going to make a tunnel system, which the tunnel system will have a hub area, which will be the basement, and the hub area will get, like, there'll be an area down here that I'll be able to go into the tunnel system, which will lead me back into the hub. There will be tunnels that lead to several different locations of import. And the whole tunnel will be encased in steel.
If you had live captions on the Copilot Plus PC by HP, you'd know the meeting code. And Klaus's camera is off.
But yeah, that's my plan so far. I was quiet at a couple points because I really had to think about what the hell I was going to be doing. Alright? Because trying to mentally visualize this without having it written down in a blueprint is quite difficult to do. Right? It helps that I have something like a measuring tool right there in order to, like, kind of plan stuff out in a better way.
Canva whiteboards to counter creative blocks and Canva docs for clarity and communications. If you have any sales deals coming through, results will be in your favor with Canva presentations, manifesting many wins for you. It's a great week to love your work at canva.com.
T-Mobile home internet is all about speed, value.
What you doing, Zach?
I'm rehearsing for our T-Mobile home internet radio commercial. Why don't we do a little vocal warm-up?
I love their fast speed.
I love their fast speed.
I love their fast speed. Try singing it. T-Mobile has price lock.
They won't raise your rate on internet.
Just one chord is an easy set.
Get T-Mobile home internet for just $35 a month with autopay and any postpaid voice line.
Yeah, because if I were to do this, this would be out of glass, right? Or at least that's what the idea is. This would be gone. Do we want to have it lead into stairs that basically lead into, like, instead of a thing there, the roof will be here, and then the second floor, it'll just lead straight to the second floor? I don't know, I kind of like that. We'll have to make a design over here to make it like it's being held up. And it's got proper support. Yeah, that's a block of steel right there. And I'm probably going to, like, encase this in steel. Just because. The way this building looks actually kind of reminds me of that one, like, you build, I can't even remember what the name of the game was, but, like, you would build a base, basically, and then you could invade other people's bases that they built, and they would have, like, traps set up, and different NPCs that they could spawn in that would try and attack you, and all kinds of stuff. It seemed like it would be a blast and a half, but when it came out, it wasn't a free-to-play game, which is basically like what that game would be. But they're trying to make it like a free-to-play game that you'd spend a flat rate for, and I'm just like, those types of games are always like, meh. Because the big appeal for it is being able to just pick it up whenever. Especially considering that, like, apparently when it came out, they fucked it up. I gotta try and remember the name of the game, but yeah, whatever. Alright, so I'll keep that like that for now. I have a generalized idea of what I'm going to be doing and what I need to do for certain things. I'm going to take this chainsaw and I'm going to cut down all of these trees that are problematic. Literally for the lighting. I love how you can just slam the tree 5 miles away if you run into it. I love how it has, like, physics. Over here, take these out. And that should be more than enough. Alright, that will probably help me figure out what I need to do for the roof and the lighting and stuff like that when it starts to change. I'm trying to think about how I want, because I probably will end up doing a separate system then. A separate power system for the garage, right? Now, mind you, there's going to be 2 ways to get in here, right? Because we're going to have a side entrance, I think, or I imagine we should. Like an entrance over here in the center. We'll be able to... The problem is it will kind of... Because of this right here. Then again, having a route to get the hell out of here, I think would be okay. I'll think about it, though. I need to go over and... What would that require? It would require... If I'm over here working on the kitchen, it's like, oh, there's something I want to go do over here. I would need to go here, go up, go across, go down. If I do what I want to do, it'll make it like we'll be able to tell it's thick walls. But we'll be able to go from here to here to here. Okay, so we'll do both. I also think I want to have like a greenhouse or a farm and a pond on this property. Because most of what I would want to have for storage, I have the ability to accomplish right here. Most of what I want for a work location would be over here. I could build something over here to act as like a little work area. Ugh. Yeah, I'm liking how we got everything going so far. Alright, so, next time that I play this will either be tomorrow on Monday. Again, don't know what I'm going to be doing there, because we kind of already did an outdated YouTube blog thing. And I'll be back to the regularly scheduled outdated YouTube blog things on Monday. Not this coming Monday, but next Monday. And I'll go over the games played last week, in quotation marks, in reference to the next outdated YouTube blog thing, and the previous week. It'll probably be the same exact games that I have been playing, though, which would be 7 Days to Die, XCOM, Enemy Within, maybe Devil May Cry. I do need to do Devil May Cry 2, so more than likely next week will be a combo of XCOM and Devil May Cry. Devil May Cry we could probably get done in one fucking day if I stream for the whole day, but I kind of don't want to rush it. I want to play it and take however long it takes. I do like how this is going to turn out because we're going to have we could have a generator in the basement.
Experience amazing at your Lexus dealer.
Instead of worrying about solar energy.
The University
right?
of Florida is on a mission to transform education. UF continues to help grow the economy through research breakthroughs and leadership in AI. And with its national
I'm doing like in my head. I'm going through the process of like, all right, if we had the battery, like if we have a thing set up, let me just build one right here. Interact with the solar bank. We would put the solar cells here.
Can we deduct our kids' tuba lessons?
That would have a maximum power output. We'd have to have a wire thing that would hook up to a battery bank. Do we have a... We do. We have a wiring tool.
Do your own taxes online with H&R Block and get unlimited expert help at no additional cost. Expert help is
So we need batteries and solar cells. I love how we have to have individual things too. I forgot about that. Whoops. Literally just doing this for experimentation purposes. So, it's not saying... Oh, I know what it might be, the problem. Unless I'm mistaken. Because if we have that, and then... Is that even gonna work? No. Alright. What am I even... Like, what do I need is my problem. There's a... I'm trying to think about how, because there's like a thing you place down. I thought there was something that you could connect to like a ceiling or something like that, then connect power to it and it would power a small area around it. I guess I'm just wrong? Is that 1 watt, 0 watts, no? Okay, apparently the mod that I do have does turn the wires off, so that's not needed. I need to figure out how the hell to get this shit to work. I'll have to look up a tutorial or something like that, because I have no fucking idea. Like, this should generate the power. This is 1 watt. The fact that this has no watts. Oh, wait. I don't know. I do not know. I'll figure that out at some point in the future. Trying to figure out that kind of shit is interesting, but the fact that... well, kind of defeats the purpose of needing a secondary thing for no wiring, because I didn't think I had that mod. Worst case scenario, I'll just take off the first layer. Not that big of a deal. A little annoying, but I'll figure something out. I mean, I could do this lighting. Like, I don't know what lighting works and what lighting doesn't, honestly enough. Whatever. Lantern. Wait a minute. Oh. Every time I see that, I think it's like allows me to change the light itself, but it's not. It's just for the coloration of the lantern. I know that this has to go to here to give this power, and this has to go from that to that, and then you would be able to activate the light switch or what have you. That, I don't know if we can connect it properly to a, like an actual garage thing. I'm not sure. Let me look something up really quickly. Yeah, this is decorative, so we'd have to do this for actual power. This is just decorative. I swear I had lights that would turn on in this game. A generator bank. What does a generator bank do? 1,000 things of gas. We'd have the engine. I'll figure out something. Anyway, now that I kind of have a generalized. Oh, also.
2 hours ago, Kyle arrived at the bar.
Yeah, now that I have a generalized idea of what I'm going to be doing, no wires to worry about, I can get rid of this, which will be a bit of a time-consuming process, but
A minute ago, a law enforcement officer pulled up behind Kyle.
I'll figure out some shit. I'll worry about it later, though. Anyways, for the time being, that is going to be it for me for you, both YouTube and Twitch.
Or get pulled over. Paid for by NHTSA.
Tomorrow
The nation's top universities. The University of
will potentially be more XCOM into whatever. I'm not sure what. Maybe more XCOM. I haven't decided yet. After that, I'll have like the normal 3 days off that I have been going, and we'll get back into the average schedule. And then after that, I'll start throwing in some more like extra days here and there or what have you. Appreciate y'all chilling, chatting, lurking, watching, getting this far in the video on YouTube. If you're new here and you haven't already, be sure to become a citizen today via subscribing to this channel as well as my main channel. The link should be down in the description below through all my links. Exclamation point links like so. For those watching on Twitch, be sure to follow me on Twitch. Catch when I go live at 6 p.m. EST, EDT, Friday through Monday. Invite links to the community Discord where you can always get the most accurate notifications of whenever I do go live. If I'm going to be a little bit late or early to stream outside of a half hour, or as long as I know I'm going to be late, as well as whatever else catch your fancy through all my links. Once again, appreciate y'all. Until next time, take care, and have a good one. Bye-bye.